How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In this week's video, I'm going to be painting the one doll in my collection that I do not recognize. So I got her in a bag with a bunch of other dolls from the thrift store, and she had no brand name on her and no identifying markers, and I thought she looked kind of weird and gross, to be honest. And so I thought it'd be a fun challenge this week to see if I could turn this thing that I think is a little ugly and make it into something that I think is kind of cool. So let's get into it. Alright, so this is our mystery girl candidate for this makeover, and I feel a little bad calling her ugly now just because I think her face is kind of cute. But the real problem is her body. She has these weird, rubbery, noodly arms that are way too short for her body, and these permanently pink, rubbery legs, and these just gross body proportions. I do not like it, and we'll deal with that later. But to start out, I am removing her hair because that was also kind of gross. And now I'm heating up her head with a hairdryer, that way I could remove it from her weird noodly body. And I'm scraping the inside of her head with a flathead screwdriver because I found that is way easier than trying to use pliers. And because I don't reroot, I just cut a hole open in the back of her head because I'm not going to try to shove little tweezers into her neck hole. That takes too long. It makes my hand cramp. I refuse to do it. And now I'm removing her face to get her prepped and ready for her face up at last. And when her face mold was revealed to me, I was a little bit concerned. But you know, we're hopping right in with acrylic paint. And I'll be honest with you, I went into this week no thoughts, head empty. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to paint this doll, and that was the end of that thought process. And if I'm being honest, I was panicking the whole time because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to pull it together. Spoilers, I do end up with something that I do like, but every step along the way, oh boy, I wasn't sure if I was going to get there. So I gave her pink eyes because originally I was planning on keeping her body and just trying to work with it. Spoilers, I don't do that either. I couldn't do it. But I like the pink eyes. I think they're cute, and there's a moment here where I was like, wow, this really reminds me of Sakura or whatever from Naruto. If this might be a really good face mold to make that character using this eye shape. I think it actually works really well, but that's not what I ended up doing. Instead, after I had a little mishap with her lower liner and I decided to just lean into it and give her this sort of like drippy, you know, stylized crying mascara look, I decided to go in a sort of cutesy goth emo direction because I'm very predictable, and whenever I don't know what to do, I just make something goth because, hey, that's what I like. And I decided to give her this like two-toned lip look because I think that's really in right now. I see a lot of people doing it, and I think it looks cool. You know, it reminds me of like the Hex Girls or Shido or whatever, all those 90s baddies. Is that even the 90s? Early 2000s? Whatever. Alright, so I'm blushing her face now, and I want to take this moment to apologize if my audio is a little inconsistent in this video, because I'm using a different mic that is objectively better than the one I was using, but as a result, it picks up way more sounds, and it is more difficult to use. So I'm still trying to figure out how to make it sound good, and I appreciate your patience during this time. Quick Randy tangent hour. Do you guys ever just get tired of the music you're listening to? Like, I listen to the same couple dozen songs over and over and over again, and at a certain point, it's like, dude, if you listen to music every time you work, you're gonna start going crazy, going stupid. And so I've recently decided to just like go back and listen to all this stuff I would listen to in like middle school, and it's been an excellent choice. And I wonder if that's part of what inspired this doll, because by the end she ends up with a very late 2000s emo princess sort of look. She really, spoilers, but she really is like Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way core, like Evanescence on the MP3 player type beat, but we'll get there in a moment. So now I'm getting started on her outfit. So I decided that I want to make this like layered, tiered skirt moment. So I'm used some black lace, some ribbon, I pleated it, and I glued it around her body. I used some extra ribbon bits to cover up anything I didn't like, and it wasn't here that I realized what I wanted to do, but after I glued these stockings on, once again I decided to glue these because for nylons, sometimes like you just see the stitches so much because of how thin the fabric is that gluing almost, I don't know, it works better for me for this specific fabric. And because I end up going with a very sort of distressed look anyway, it all works out in the end. So now I'm distressing the nylons, and this was very fun to do. Just sort of, I love adding wear and tear to things. That's why I love making like horror things and zombies and punk stuff, because I like adding distress, because it elevates a look. It makes anything that looks a little jank look intentional. And now, oh no. Oh, I need to see this. Oh, jeez. Anyway, I made her shirt. Now I'm putting a collar on her. Oh, jeez, everything's falling apart. So now that I've recovered, I used a scrap piece of nylon to make the base of her choker. I add another piece of ribbon later, and I also added some nylon to her arms to create these like sleeves. And for the hand bits, I just like shoved her hand through the bottom of a rectangle of nylon, and it created this sort of fingerless gloved look. Once the base of her outfit is complete, I started working on her hair, and you can sort of ignore my method for this because the end result, I didn't have to do it this way, but at first I thought this is the look that I wanted. So I unraveled a bunch of yarn and, into individual strands, and I glued those around her head. And like I said, I think this is a cute hairstyle. I just don't think it works for this doll. I end up brushing it out in the end. But you do the part the same way you would do for like normal yarn wefts, where you glue the strands in the opposite direction and you're able to fold them over once it is dry. So after I brushed it out, she ended up with very voluminous hair, which I do feel like fits the look I'm going for. Big hair, the eyeballs covered, that ticks a few emo boxes, right? And I decided to give her a headband to sort of, add some more interest to her hair. And it's prom or whatever. I decided that she's going to Emo Prom. And you need to be accessorized for that, She's trying to make her mom happy. She's like, fine, I'll wear pink, but I also need black to represent my soul or whatever. I have to go upload to MySpace later. I don't know. Now I'm getting into the finishing touches, so I'll take this time to say, if you watched this far and you liked this video, consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, sometimes in between, and it's always art related. Most of the times it's dolls, sometimes it's other stuff. Also, if you like this doll and want to have her in your house, the link to my store is in the description, where you can find most of the stuff that I make on this channel. If it's still available, it'll be there. If you go there and you don't see something that you do want to see me make, consider DMing me on Instagram or Depop, and you can inquire about commissions. Or if you don't want to do that, just leave a comment on this video. Tell me what you want to see me do, and I might take it, because I am a people pleaser to my core. Alright, that's about all the plugging I have to do today. If you want to like this video, that would be super dope. And if you want to tell me your opinions, I would love to hear them. Mostly if they're nice. Be nice to me, I'm very fragile. She's about finished, so let's go to the final result, shall we? Here she is truly speaking to my Hot Topic obsessed adolescence. I don't even know what to say. She's so fun. I didn't mention this, but I ended up putting her head on a skipper body, which I feel like just the proportions work way better. And I think in the end, I accomplished my mission of making her into something that I don't hate. So, you know what? That's a win, baby. I hope to see you guys next time. Love you, bye!